Dad gets strange feeling, and when he looks at his daughter's iPad, he becomes physically ill. Parents have been worrying about their children since the beginning of time. Well, thanks to the internet, parents today have more to worry about than ever before. In the days before the internet, parents pretty much knew who their children were meeting. They had friends from school, friends from the roller rink, friends from their sports teams. When a friend would try to contact a child years ago, the landline in the home would ring and the person calling would ask for the child. Those days are over. Today, many children communicate with one another on the internet. Unfortunately, there's no way of knowing for sure who your child is talking to. In many cases, they may not know the true identity of the person they're talking to themselves. Well, this is a story that all parents should hear. It's the story of how a dad gets strange feelings, grabs his daughter's iPad, and what he finds leaves him sick. Scott Jenkins is a father with 2 daughters. That alone can be trying. He wasn't blind to what can happen on the internet, so he tries to be vigilant about what his daughters doing online. When Scott started noticing changes in his older daughter Haylee, he began to worry. Suddenly she was acting sneaky and secretive. During his regular checks on his daughter's iPad, he found something that worried him. She was in a large message group of friends and raised a few flags. First, he saw photos of his daughter that were much too sexy for a girl her age to be sending. Upon further investigation, he found that she was messaging a 15-year-old boy named Bruce. On the surface, Bruce was just a young boy trying to meet people online. Scott still had an unsettling feeling, though, so he continued digging. It wasn't long before he found out that 4 of the friends in the online group were actually grown men. He was angry and worried, so he took her iPad to the Cyber Task Force of Portage Police Department. Eventually, Scott forgot about everything that had happened until he got a call from the police station asking him to come down as soon as possible and bring his entire family. When they arrived, Scott couldn't believe what he was hearing. They told Scott and his family that Bruce had been unknowingly set up as a scout to lure pretty young girls to a circle of adult men to choose from. He had over 2,000 young female followers all over the world. These girls didn't know it, but they were actually being set up to be victims of human trafficking. Scott couldn't believe that his daughter was prey for these perverts. When they went to the police station, Haylee was just 2 days away from meeting Bruce for the first time. The police told Haylee and Scott that Bruce would not be the person that Haylee would actually meet. Instead, it likely would have been a man looking to kidnap her and force her into prostitution and sex slavery. When Scott heard those words, he couldn't help but think that he could have. It's his daughter forever. According to the police, when these girls are sold into human trafficking, they often never get out. Many overdose on drugs or are even murdered. Some are forced into sex slavery until they're too old, and then they are made to disappear. When Scott got home, he felt that he had to share this story via social media. He needed other parents to understand what's going on all over the country and all over the world. He felt that it was up to him to warn these parents of the dangers of the internet. Scott posted his story on Facebook and told parents that they need to watch over their children when they're talking to people on the internet. He wants parents to understand that there are dangers on the other side of that screen. He was only days away from losing his daughter forever, and he wanted to help other parents so that something like that wouldn't happen to their children. Shortly after he created the post, it went viral. Thousands of parents shared the post, and he received thousands of messages thanking him for sharing his story. Many of these parents didn't understand what a problem human trafficking really is. His story and his post opened many people's eyes to the dangers of social media and internet chatting. Our hope with this video is that you will share it with your friends and hopefully they will understand the message as well. Subscribe for more.